We are live. We're recording. I've actually remembered to hit the record button on time this time. Let's play this game and figure out what we need to do. Welcome, my friends, and welcome back to the Krieg Dominion. I am Omar Krieg, Lord and Commander of the Krieg Dominion, and your host for tonight's event, Wanderers of Erewan, Volume 1, The Grimstone Way, Episode 2. This is a Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game, but set in a totally different world that relies mostly on my own creation and a little bit of chaos in a very real sense. Real chaos, but also chaos similar to, but distinctly different from, what you might expect in anything Warhammer related. I am joined by my wonderful wanderers, Darius and Alturios. Let's take a brief moment to check in with them, see what's new and exciting, and I'm totally not over here playing with my phone while they're doing that. Alturios, let's start with you, sir. What's new and exciting for you?
Nothing really. Had a good Easter.
Ah, yes,
Ham,
Easter. Oh, thanks for
cheesy
that resub, by
potatoes,
the way.
You're welcome.
and ham, cheesy potatoes, and Brussels sprouts. Really good.
Cheesy potatoes. Brussels sprouts, not so much.
If you oven roast them, they get nice and tender, and you don't taste the bitterness.
You know what? I'm not going to try this, but that is a useful tip to give people that may not otherwise know, because that is absolutely what turned me off to Brussels sprouts in the first place, was the
Oh, yeah.
absolute bitterness in them. I mean, this was also like 20 or 30 years ago. And I was like, never again. They were like little itty bitty teeny tiny cabbages, and I was like, okay, that's cool and all, but no.
They don't taste like any tiny cabbages raw.
No, maybe it was lettuce. Regardless, I was just like, no, I'm not doing this ever again.
Yeah, I get it.
But
All it takes is one bad experience with food, and just
yo,
that's the only experience I need.
not for nothing, as a child, and this is the worst time to try foods and have something go horribly wrong, because now you're off that food for the rest of your life. It was probably 10 or 15 years between the night I had lasagna at what could otherwise be considered the first time I remembered having lasagna in my life, and then getting sick later that. It took like 10 or 15 years of, no, I will not eat lasagna. I don't care. You could send me to my room without dinner. I will not eat it. Which, of course, in the era in which I grew up and in the economy in which I grew up, that meant no dinner, period. There was no discussion. You just didn't get dinner. So, but yeah, no, I totally get it. Like, I just, that whole one time and you're done. Yeah, that was it. Brussels sprouts, I tried them. I tried them once. Nope. Had a similar experience with turnips. Tried them once. They were delicious for some reason somehow. At a later date, my grandparents made turnips. It was not the same. I don't know what happened. Also, since then, I've basically stayed away from fruits and veggies, but, you know, that's a whole different animal. Anyway, I took some of your airtime. I'm sorry. Please continue.
For me, that was oddly enough Baskin Robbins. We had
What?
I had Baskin Robbins as a kid, and then later that night I got extremely gut sick.
Was it like lactose or anything like that, or just?
No, because I can drink milk just fine. It was probably something else I ate, but my brain attributed it to Baskin Robbins. I never wanted to go back until I got much older, and I'm like, that's probably just the fluke.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably was just some random regular thing, not at all having anything to do with ice cream, but because that's the last thing your brain remembers prior to the, oh, this is not working out well. Yeah, no, that's an unfortunate one, man. You got anything else?
No, just had a good Easter.
Good.
Had a good Monday.
My Monday was not too bad, but my sciatica, somebody gave my sciatic nerve in my left leg a sledgehammer.
Oh.
With prickly bits on it. And
Ugh.
the sciatica has been like, oh, you mean it's game time now? Let's go. And it has made it rough to sleep. At any rate, Darius, what's new and exciting for you? On that note.
Well,
what a wonderful transition that was.
Yeah. Let's see here. Easter was okay. I got to try a new type of root beer.
Ah.
don't even remember the name of it now, but it was like something that started with a P. Parents or something.
Is that like the brand name or something?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Unfortunately, I just wouldn't know. Especially if it's not knowing any better. My first guess was probably a regional thing, although I have nothing by which to.
But let's see. Other than that, not a whole lot going on that's new. Oh, my car died.
Didn't you just get this stupid thing?
Yeah, it's in the shop. It's gonna be back up.
Okay.
But
what happened?
not until like tomorrow or the day after.
Well, at least it's only tomorrow or the day after, opposed to the alternatives.
Yeah.
Was it the battery or something or what? Like
No, it was the transmission.
Ooh,
oh.
those are so fucking pricey too. 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So the car I have now, I don't know how much I've related to the car problems I've had. The original car I had that I bought and paid for and drove around while it was paid off for like 2 years. It got to a point where I couldn't. So unfortunate because I got to enjoy 26-ish months of no car payments, and that was amazing for financial stability. But it died, and I needed to get a new vehicle. And then like a year later, that vehicle died, and it took a few months of an awful lot of bullshit, to be honest with you, going back and forth with this, that, and the other before I finally got into a position with another car, and now I have a debt collector calling me. I'm not even making this up. They call me 6 times a damn day, just about every single day of the week, including weekends. And they didn't call me Easter. I think that was. I don't think they tried calling Easter, but the point I'm getting at, I finally get a car, and it's like I'm making payments on it, and I've only got a few payments left because it was one of those like $400 a month for 8 payments, and I'm done. I've got like 2 or 3 left, and all of a sudden the alternator is just like, yeah, you know what? Today's a good day for me to just not. $900 later, I have a refurbished alternator in my car. That was rough, but on a positive note, I actually had $900 in my account that I could be like, well, this really sucks, but at least this money wasn't meant for anything else.
Yep.
So, I did have a transmission problem once, quite some time ago, and that was about a $2,000 issue. That sucked. That absolutely sucked. But I think I'm still in debt to them too. I don't know. I think I've actually paid that one off. I'm in debt to so many things. Just give me money, people! Make my life easier. Not because I'm going to be rich, but just so I can actually pay my debts. Anyway, I digress. Anything else? Once again, I'm great at hijacking your soapbox.
No, that was it.
Okay, good. Because I was starting to feel bad because once again, I took over. Oh, man. All right, well, before we begin, we need to begin. And what I mean by that is there is a minor issue that we need to resolve that I kind of goofed on previously, and there's actually 2 things. And the first applies to both of you. I don't remember what specifically I had said about the arrows and the damage that you took, but here are the new values for the damages that you took when the arrows are coming in our last episode. Each arrow does 4 damage, and I think I said something along the lines, but you don't get the benefit of armor or toughness, and that was wrong of me, because you should have still had the bonus of toughness. So it would be 4 minus your toughness bonus per arrow. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what your guys' toughness bonuses are, but you go ahead and reduce that bonus from a value of 4, and that's how much damage you actually take per arrow. And as memory serves, Malthanric took 1 arrow, and Svaldi, you took 2.
You took 2.
So go ahead and adjust your wounds appropriately there. When you guys are done with that.
Helps if I can get my character sheet up.
It really does. It really, really does.
Apparently, Adobe is doing an update too.
Not aware of one coming out, but maybe there was one. Oh, I need to open. I missed a PDF that I needed to have open for session. Svaldi, did you update your wounds? Are you good to go?
Yeah, I did.
How many wounds do you have now, and how many wounds are you at? How many wounds do you have at max? Just as a quick reference.
I currently have 12 out of 14.
12 out of 14. Oh wow, you only took 1 point of damage, huh?
I have a toughness bonus of 3.
That would do it. That would absolutely do it. And I don't know.
I also have a toughness bonus of 3.
Okay, yeah, then you'll just take 1 damage for the single arrow that you got hit by. And I don't remember. Sorry, go ahead.
Where is damage? Wounds.
Wounds is
second page.
Let me look at my character.
Second page.
Yep, second page, right there in the right middle.
Ah.
This one from. Okay. All right. The second bit, if you guys recall, almost immediately prior to the actual attack, there was a green flash in the sky that took place before the fire arrows made their appearance. Mm-hmm. Darius, you have second sight, do you not?
I do.
Can you make a challenging perception test for
me? A challenging perception test.
Yes, sir.
Could you copy the that one note card with what all the difficulties are?
I think I have it. Let's see. Challenging is 0, by the way.
0, okay.
But the rest of the modifiers or what have you.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Whatever it is, I see it.
Definitely saw it. And it looks like, unless I just don't know where I saved it specifically, it's because unfortunately I have a bunch of shit everywhere in my saving.
Yeah, I get you.
And I've been trying to keep it organized. Like I'm scrolling through my generic, like my top folder of stuff, and then here's a Shadowcat Burrock. That should be in my BattleTech related stuff, not in like the generic saved objects folder. So I probably have one, but I will tell you the modifiers as needed.
Okay.
When we get to those. All right, Darius, your camera went off. Everything good?
Yeah, I'm just walking away from the desk for a second.
No worries. I just wanted to make sure before I give you the
still got my headset with me.
Yep. All right, so what you see with your second sight, and this is one of those things that I'm going to have to remember consistently moving forward, is because you have the second sight, there are times when you'll be able to see things that the green flash that you saw was a green flash laced with elements of a dark, dying bit of the winds of magic. I don't really have a good way to explain what I'm trying to explain, but I have some things written here. So what I have is the green flash, as seen by normal mortal eyes, to Darius appears to be brilliant green at first, then fading as though dying. The strands of green light themselves fraying and then fading into nothing. So you probably see like this flash, almost like a supernova flash type thing that we might see in like Star Trek or Star Wars or something like that. And then little bits of tendrils of green that remain slightly longer than the actual flash. And then those tendrils of green light actually wither away and die. As opposed to just a, ooh, flash, and then the flash dissipates. If that makes any sense at all. And then with that, we begin, because I needed to remember that, of course, with second sight, sometimes he sees things that others wouldn't, and you give him that information. But previously, on the Grimstone Way, fervent prayer, fasting, vigils, sermons, festivities, feasts, start of a fight as the town takes, instead of feisty fireworks, Fatal fire arrows. Wow, I really went in all in with this alliteration. Oh my god. When we last saw our wanderers, they were seeking shelter beneath a bridge on the southern river that borders the edge of town, only to see the shapes of several beastmen approaching, including an Ungor at very close and, as it turns out, charging distance. Let's see. I have some interesting notes in here still. Did I keep all of that stuff in there? All right, oh, I don't know. Yeah. The Ungor is charging first. So with that in mind, you know what should have added to this table. I haven't.
The initiative tracker?
Yes, the initiative tracker, because it's an awesome tool to have on the board. Oops, that's not round marker. Where did the round marker go? There it goes. And then name tag. Okay. All right. Let me switch this over to where people can see the table.
That would probably be good.
Yep. And then just need to make sure these things aren't actually locked. Oh, you're already getting that set up. Good, good, good. Then that there. Don't touch anything yet though, because I gotta unlock the. And if I do this right.
Yay, nothing flew off.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with this. Like, please don't let anything fall, because then I just have. I mean, not that I can't find it once it falls, but like, it's just another thing to have to deal with, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So first, well, let's change this to one. Nope. This is going to be Malthanric. Let's see. This is not right. There we go. This one is Svaldi. This one becomes enemy Ungor.
The Ungors for battle.
Yep. And then I need to validate. I know in Warhammer 40k initiative is 1d10 plus your initiative something or other, but I don't think it's quite the same because you actually have a characteristic specifically named initiative.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, was how do we determine initiative?
Yeah. So, let's see. Combatants act in initiative order during the round, with the highest initiative acting first until all involved have taken a turn. If you want to do this quickly at the table, have the players sit in initiative order. Well, we're a virtual table, so that doesn't matter. Multiple combatants with the same, they act in order from highest agility to lowest. If they have the same agility, then rolls. In which case, we just figure it out ourselves. We could roll for initiative, but that's not entirely necessary. So let's do it this way. Your hold on, sorry. All right. Malthanric, what's your initiative score?
Great question. I'll give you an answer to that when I get back to the desk.
Well, while we're waiting for that, Svaldi, what's your initiative score?
Intimidate, intuition. Where
It is
is
on your character sheet. It's one of your characteristics that you rolled in the beginning. It is the one right after. Ooh, I think it's the one right after toughness. Single eye. Let's double check. Because there's also intelligence, and they both have INT.
Oh yeah. Okay, 40.
I want to verify. Give me 1 second. Attributes 33. Attribute description. So weapon skill. Yes, initiative is the I. Intelligence is INT.
Okay.
All right, you said 40, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Then we're just going to wait for Darius to get back with his guy.
My initiative is 55.
55. Okay. All right. Now, as per our description, guys, charging. I need to look up the charging rules. Make sure I'm not screwing something up because I like to screw things up without realizing it. Attacking 8. Getting advanced, moving, combat, suit, conditions. Well, I don't see charge as a specific action. That doesn't mean it's not there. I'm just not seeing it at the moment. So, what I'm going to do instead is, let's see, what do we got? Difficult, attack, attacking, shooting, target, challenge, shooting large, shooting range. Attacking an opponent, you outnumber 2 to 1. Actually, no. We're not going to worry about who outnumbers whom. I'm pretty sure Ungor are roughly the same size as people, normal people, so he is just going to make his... so the Ungor will start first with a charge action. I'm just going to roll... Oh, look at that. I have 2 dice right here that will tell me who's going to get attacked first. So red is Darius, green is Alturios. Higher number gets attacked first.
No.
Oh, Alturios. Svaldi is going to take this attack. I need... Where are my stats for this guy? There. Just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything before I roll that. Standard attack. And does he have any special abilities? He has some traits. Does have horns, but he doesn't have... Gave him a... sorry. I meant to review this a little bit more deeply than I did, but... Oh, that's the gore. I'm looking at the... Whoops. Okay, yeah. He's going to, as they say, smack the shit out of you with... I assume he's got a spear or something. I think I said something wrong. It's in game terms, it's just weapon. It's not... There we go. He whiffs it.
Okay.
You guys are all in melee range, and Malthanric, it is your turn. He fucking runs up. Ah, yes, this is what happens. He runs up, and maybe there's a part of him he doesn't realize that there's 2 valid targets right in front of him, and they're standing maybe hip deep in water under a bridge. He just charges in, roaring in Ungor, and stabs at you, Svaldi, with his spear, and slips in the mud and misses entirely. Malthanric, you have the chance to make an action and an attack. For simplicity's sake, because I know you guys know the Rogue Trader rules, and I feel like these are fairly close to that. Unless there's something specific we need to look up, we could probably assume we have something to the effect of half action and full action. If that makes sense, the way it's explained.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I am going to dart this guy. Or no, drain this guy.
Okay, you are in engaged range, so you're going to have to back off, which will incur...
No, it's a touch range.
Never mind. Okay, so that is a spell that you're attempting to cast, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so first, let me... Oh, God. Give me just a second. Let's see. I know I mentioned this somewhere. I wanted to make sure I have it in writing. Something about magic. In order to cast a spell, you have to do something first. Cool. I'll have to know. Okay. All right. Second. Apologies all around. Again, I'm looking stuff up. Magic rules, casting test 234.
Huh.
To cast a spell, you make a language magic test. Before you do that, there was something I needed you to do because magic is not as prevalent in this world as Warhammer Fantasy would otherwise indicate. So I think what it is you need to make a challenging willpower test or to correctly channel the energies to you. And then you make your casting test. See if you can touch this guy and zap some of his power. What's your willpower there, Mr. Malthanric, the High Elf?
50.
50. All right, roll your 50, sir. That is either 100. That is not, that's not good. Well, actually,
this would be...
Actually, hold on. Hold that thought for a second. Because this is not exactly a Warhammer world, and because this is not an exact Warhammer test thing that you just did, this is because in the world of Erewan in this time, magic is just not that easy to access. So you have two options. One, you can attempt to re-roll and hope for a better score, and that will require the use of one of your... It's not fate in this game. I want to say it's fortune. Or you can let the 100 stand and nothing happens. And what will happen is you feel like you reached out for magic and magic just laughed in your face. Said not to.
Yeah.
So, but I also recall, I believe you only have one fortune, so maybe using it right now isn't the best idea. Totally your call.
Right. I will hold off on using my fortune.
Okay, Svaldi, you hear some frustration, some sounds of frustration coming from your erstwhile friend, who can't apparently elf to save his life. He can't elf to save his elf. It is your turn, sir. You have your hand axe or whatever it is you have. You have your shield because for some reason you never went away from it. You have your armor, whatever armor you may have, which I think is just a piece of leather, a piece of lesser. I promise I know how to speak English.
Alright. We will do the hand axe, which I believe is melee basic.
Let me double check the character sheet. Pretty sure that's right. Yeah, melee basic, or if you have a melee and then like a weapon specialty or something.
Only for bow, so this wouldn't help me.
Okay, yeah. In that case, yeah, melee basic.
37. I forgot how bad low level was.
Yeah. Okay, same options. Fortune, or you're gonna whiff. But I think you have like 2 or 3 fortune. Again, not a lot.
3 fortune.
What's that?
I have 3 fortune. And fortune acts like spending fate, and fate acts like burning it. Correct?
Yeah, basically, yes.
Okay.
That's like the Cliff Notes version. You gonna roll again?
Yeah, why not?
78.
Yeah,
no luck. You also slip on the mud. I mean, listen, it's not easy to keep your footing when you're standing in. Visually, this is not a river that you're standing in. It's a creek, but you know, there's thawed water. There's a word I can't think of it. Spring thaw water coming out of the mountains, so everything's swollen and flooding a little bit, or maybe just reaching out wider. So it's got a little bit of go to it. The God, what was this fucking? He is going to attempt to stab at you again with his spear. Also whiffing it badly. This is like watching the blind fight the blind. Well, Thonric, it is your turn again. Would you like to attempt to channel the magical powers around you?
Yes.
All right, make a challenging willpower test to see if you can actually connect with the force. I mean, the winds of magic.
Are you sure it's not supposed to be a channeling test?
You know what? That would make more sense because you are attempting to connect with the winds of magic. So yeah, run me a challenging channeling test.
Okay.
I don't know if
I
it's
have
any
a
better.
67 on that.
Oh, 2/3 of a chance versus a flip of a coin.
Yes.
And
not that it helped any.
Mr. Odds in Fickle Fate just looked at you and said, "Yeah, you're fine." It basically said, "Go f yourself with your magic. Get out of here." All right, Svaldi. You hear more muttered elven. It sounds like cursing, probably. I think you feel a slight breeze kick up around your ears, but you're already busy trying to stab this guy with your, or not stab. You're trying to hack and slash with your.
yeah, I'm gonna do it again. What's that goof me? I'll do it again. How? Why?
All these numbers are so high. All right, spearing you. Damn it. Okay, this is actually a bit embarrassing. Malthanric, we're back to you.
I like to. It's those points in the Matrix where everyone's just whiffing all their punches past each other.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, 41. All right, you have managed. You've reached out and you've touched the AT&T local operator. She says, where may I place your call, sir?"
And then I need to make a language magic test
let me
on top
verify
of that.
Correct. Normally, you would make just the language test because you're speaking magic. Basically, it's can you speak the spell correctly, and you have to have your free hands and all that too. So this is a challenging language magic test. That is 25 versus what's your skill level at?
65.
So that's 4 degrees. Now you're trying to cast a specific spell.
Drain.
Drain, which is that an arcane or is that a school? Drain sounds like, yep, right there.
It's petty magic.
All right, so you have no casting number, so you automatically do it. So you touch your target, draining their life. This counts as a magic missile with damage 0 that ignores armor. So, not mistaken, magic missiles do 0 plus success. I want to say. Give me a second. Magic missiles, the hit location is struck is determined by revealing the dice rolled. Yep. The success level of the language magic test is added to the spell's listed damage and your willpower bonus. Oh, so your willpower bonus plus your... What was your test skill again?
Wait. Test skill.
I'm sorry, your language test that you rolled against.
Language magic.
Yes, what was the...
What was the number?
Yeah.
67, you said? Or 65?
65.
65. Okay, so that's 4.
You said 4 degrees of success.
Yep, 4, and then add your willpower bonus to 4. And that's how much damage you do to this guy.
And then because it's drain and not just start.
Correct. You heal...
I heal the one that I took from the arrow.
Yep, you heal 1 wound. So what's your willpower bonus?
5.
5 plus 4 is 9. That's 9 wounds. He has how many wounds? He has that many wounds. He looks at you like, "Ow, sir. Ow. Ow, 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 ow." Let me double check, because I think I might get my toughness bonus. It ignores armor. Assuming I get toughness.
Magic is weird, though.
It is, but usually if it would specify if one or the other or both don't come into play. When a magic missile is successfully cast and targets another character, hit location struck is determined by reversing the dice rolled. Yep. The success level of the language test is added to the spell's listed damage, which in this case is 0, plus your willpower bonus. Yep. This damage is reduced by the target's toughness and armor points as normal. That's for magic missiles. Now, Drain specifically says ignores armor, so I do get toughness.
That sounds right.
And this guy's toughness bonus is that, so he's actually at... Oops. No, damn it, stop it. There we go. Okay. So he's taken 4 wounds total of however many wounds he has, and it is now Svaldi's turn. And for my viewers, I apologize for the delay as we relearn some of these rules or learn them in the first place.
The new system. I kind of like this magic system better than the Psyker system in Rogue Trader.
You like magic in the Warhammer Fantasy versus Psyker bullshit?
The Psyker bullshit and 40k. 40k Psyker is always kind of like. Ooh.
I think it's meant to be that way on purpose, like design choice wise. Like it's meant to be a bit weird and outlandish.
Yeah.
I mean, magic in and of itself is like when you're looking at magic for a fantasy system, you're kind of not necessarily limited, but you have a certain framework within which to work in the first place. Because it's magic in a fantasy setting. Whereas psychers in a sci-fi grim dark setting can be whatever. And wow, the bots are making up bots today. Let's go ahead and fix this. That first to get that and all right. Svaldi, your elf compatriot has reached over and touched this guy in an AT&T inappropriate way, draining a little bit of his life. The Ungor is like, what? In, whatever Ungor ways that what the fuck could be properly expressed. And now you have an opportunity to smack him with your axe. Or whatever you want to do with him, for that matter.
I will attempt to do so.
Oh my god.
Not.
That's 73. Alright. Now, the Ungor has Fury. He could spend all of his advantage, a minimum of 1, to become the subject of hatred close combat opponents. This has the effect of once engaged with melee, it cannot willfully break away. Oh, that's the gore again. Damn it. I'm reading the wrong one. So skip all that. And he's going to switch his focus from Svaldi to the guy that just hurt him. That being Malthanric. And now the stabby spear stick is coming at Malthanric's face. And I do damage. So that's going to be...
There's no dodge or anything?
You can... dodge?
There's a dodge skill.
Yes.
I believe there's an opposed weapon skill roll for a parry.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think we've been doing the attacks wrong altogether. Because I think the attack rolls are meant to be listed. Give me a moment. So let's look at attacking. 8. Now that I think about it, we might have been doing this wrong all. So, roll to hit. Melee. To attack, perform an opposed melee test with your opponent. And then whoever scores the highest success levels wins. Okay, so we have been doing that all wrong. Okay.
Oh, okay. I guess we've been playing Rogue Trader.
Yeah, we have been playing Rogue Trader, not Rogue Trader amalgamation of this. So I rolled 2 success levels. Malthanric, you now roll a melee basic to counter with your weapon. Not counter, but to see if you can do better. Otherwise, I'm going to hurt you.
Basic or polearm?
If you're going to block with your quarterstaff, then yes, you can use polearm.
Yeah, it's the same number either way.
Yeah,
55.
You treat them as separate skills, and whether or not you advance one or the other. What is it? You said 55, so that's also 4 degrees. That is a tie.
I thought you said 2 degrees earlier.
He's got 68 or higher?
Nope, I did say 2 degrees. I am so sorry. I've got a lot of numbers floating.
Okay.
You're fine.
So...
Okay.
Let's see. I'm reading this right. Alright, so... Whoever scores the highest success levels wins. If you win, you hit your opponent and gain 1 advantage. If you lose the opposed test, your opponent gains 1 advantage and your action is finished. And that's for range. So I am the U in this case, so I failed and you guys gain 1 advantage. So what I need to do then is here change the color of this to something neutrally big. Unit advantage.
And apparently, according to the rules, we can spend that for +10s.
Yes.
Okay. Man, I wonder if you could get like a ticker. Big...
You know what? I have something actually. I don't know if I have one saved.
But like for next time, maybe.
Yeah, I might. I'd have to put. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. I have a score counter thingy that I can actually swap out. I gotta pull it off of a different table though. So for now, this is party advantage, and then this is name this one adversary. Change the color to a nice dark. Yeah. Wow. For stabbing at the red block and just, whatever color I click on, that's a really good blood red. I'm impressed with myself. I'm not going to lie. All right. So yeah, he misses. Now, Malthanric doesn't do any damage to me in this case. It's just that he's able to counter my attack. It's even more disturbing than us missing all the time. All right. That does make it Malthanric's turn, though.
And I currently have no wounds.
That is
I
correct.
have no reason to do drain.
Yeah, but if you do missile, dart, whatever it is, you do have to back off, which will incur some sort of attack of opportunity.
You could always poke him with your quarterstaff.
You can always bonk him in the face with a stick. Your choice. Although your magic may have other touch actions. I'm just going to call them inappropriate touches because I think it's funny, even though somebody's going to get bonked saying that. But in this case, it is actually non-consensual and very inappropriate to touch somebody with the intent of wounding them, so it fits.
Yeah, I'll just bonk him with the quarterstaff.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. You do have that advantage. Let me see what advantage does. It should say something in here. Assistance. Nope, that's for regular.
First thing it was +10, but I don't know where that was.
I mean, it's obviously it's got to mean something because it wouldn't be in here as such or a thing. I'm just trying to see. Advantage represents the momentum in combat and is gained when you outwit, defeat, or otherwise dominate your opponents. It is recorded with tokens. Blah blah blah. Let's see. Gaining advantage. Yep, that's cool. Benefits of advantage. Each advantage you secure adds +10 to any appropriate combat test or psychology test. Thus, if you have 5 advantage, you have an impressive +50 bonus to hit, defend, and resist the influence of others. So yeah, so right now you have a natural +10 bonus right off the bat.
Wow.
At this point, because I missed, and probably charging headlong into combat would have gained me 1 advantage. Damn it, I really should have read these rules. You know what? We're learning, though. We're learning. I feel like I should air quote the shit out of that, but nobody would see me doing that right
now. He lost wounds, though, so he would have lost that advantage anyway.
Oh, yeah, he would have. But yeah, you gain advantage. I'm sorry, go ahead and make your attack roll. You have a natural +10 right now because of the current advantage situation.
Okay, that puts me at 65. Yes, 65.
Of course, I get my opposed melee test.
Or not.
Now, if I succeed, I get advantage.
Oh.
Now, you see. Losing advantage. If you lose an opposed test during combat, suffer any conditions, lose any wounds, you automatically lose all advantage. And then once combat ends, you lose all advantage. And lastly, if you have accrued no advantage for the round or end the round outnumbered, you lose 1 point. Wow, I'm going to lose a point here pretty quick.
Yep.
All right, but the advantage has flopped. However, it is Svaldi's turn now.
Maybe I can get it back.
Yeah.
Rolling at 37. I can do it.
Oh, that's your naturals.
No, I can't.
You have fortune. You have fortune. Although if I fail, obviously then I lose. And I do. So I'm at. Which is really unfortunate because as I go to stab Malthanric with a spear, I am now rolling against my number and I miss. So Malthanric, please make your roll. Melee basic or melee polearm.
Polearm.
Wow, this combat is so invigorating.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
it's like trying to catch those pigs, man.
Now, as combat goes off, amongst the three of us, the town is slowly catching fire, like badly. Like you're getting to a point where you can almost see about as well as you could during the day, except it's flame light. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
This town is on fire, bad, or at least somewhere. The bits of town near you. Malthanric, it is your turn. I imagine you're going to...
I mean, I don't have any water magic, so...
Yeah.
Not much I can do about it.
Quarterstaff bonk?
Yep.
I'm going to officially name this move.
Hold on.
I'm going to make this move officially known as quarterstaff bonk.
I have a better chance of doing magic.
But remember, the only magic you can do is magic you can do at engaged range.
Yeah.
Basically,
I would be draining him again.
You can do that, yeah,
wouldn't
absolutely.
Benefit me.
Yeah, it just doesn't benefit you anymore. So basically, that'll be a channeling test, and then your language test.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bonk him.
That is 36 against, what was your score?
55.
So that's 2 successes. Also 2 successes. So we tied. What does it say? What happens on a tie? Anything that happens on a tie?
I think it's nothing.
I think it's nothing as well. Whoever scores the highest. Now you do, again, you only have 1 fortune, but you do have the option to increase your success level by 1 to give you the win here, but that is your only fortune point. You still have about 2 hours to go. Otherwise, it'll be a tie and neither of us gains advantage. Your choice, though.
No.
Okay. In that case, Svaldi, make your attack, sir.
We're gonna be in this combat forever.
especially
with those rolls.
Especially with that roll.
I don't think I've rolled below 7.
I don't think you have either, to be honest with you. And I failed that roll, but only barely, so I win. Which means I get...
No, if you still failed it, you don't get anything.
It's winning the oppose, I believe.
Let's see. To attack perform, have higher success levels. I have 0 success to your negative success. I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it is one of the things with this game, is having 0 success levels and still winning. Because your opponent has negative success levels. That said, I do want to verify the advantage thing really quick. Gain advantage. Your skills. If you win an opposed test during combat, you gain So I did technically win that opposed. I don't do any damage to you, of course. Now I do give myself a plus 10 on this next attack on Malthanric. That's 0 success levels, so you have to succeed, otherwise I technically get another point of advantage.
I could tie you.
You did more than
or
tie.
I could beat you.
You beat me. I
by
lose
4.
that, yeah. I'm going to make a roll really quick before anything else happens. Give me just a second here. Need enough. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Obviously, this dude is not that fucking. Yeah, okay. Close enough for now. I can fine tune it. All right. You, before the next round begins, this guy not wearing what he looks like he's wearing. He's wearing this is a I think you met him previously in some event. I forget which one exactly, but this dude runs up. He's wearing regular clothing and got a cloak on and what appears to be a leather jack under his cloak around his torso, but he's also got a hand axe and shield. Actually, no, he doesn't have a shield. Correct, he does not have a shield, so that model's... Anyway, this guy just runs up and basically with both hands... actually, if it's both hands... Sorry, guys, looking up rules again. You know what, I'm just going to say he comes in and just lops this dude's head right the fuck off. So basically what happens is this guy comes running down this gravel road, hops, like literally just leaps from one side of the river to the other. Oops. Comes right up on oh boy here. And just with a swing with both hands, just clobbers the dude right about the jawline and plots like the top half of his head off. He goes wailing off into the distance, dying in a very gruesome sort of way. And he stands before you. And he says, "Oh, thank God. Or thank the gods. Oh, so glad I found you. Malthanric. Svaldi, right? We met earlier." And he sticks his axe like into a belt and he sticks his hand out towards you, Svaldi.
Is this the guy who beat me at the archery stuff?
It is.
Oh, I forget his fucking name.
It's fine. I remember your name. My name is Roland. We need to move. I need you to come with me, please.
Okay.
And he
here.
And he looks to the elf and he says, "Is the elf with you?" I think I had I think I had an accent planned for this and I it, but whatever. He says, "All right, well you come with me too. We need to move quickly. Town is catching on fire," and I'm gonna scoot you on over here because you guys are going up to, oops, Mayor's house, which at the moment is not actually on fire, surprisingly.
Yet.
So we have skipping. Sorry, I'm trying to. Yeah, Roland steps in with a massive broadaxe and catches the Ungor by surprise, lopping off a body part. In this case, its head. Says, "Come with me. We need to go to the backside of the mayor's house." I'm actually on the wrong side of the house, but he leads you back to the backside of the house. That's not quite the backside. You know what I mean. And he says, "Listen, I've been in touch with the mayor. Is bugging the shit out of me that you guys are on the roof." This is Galforan.
Theater of the mind. Theater of the mind.
Yeah, theater of the mind, exactly. Galforan has need of you. Come. And he leads you into the back of the mayor's house in what almost looks like a no shit secret entrance. It's not so much that it's a secret entrance, it's more like it was an entrance hidden by a stack of like crates and boxes and barrels and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because throughout most of the previous winter, nobody really did anything to maintain this, so some of the recent spring growth has started to claim those crates and boxes and barrels. But so he comes in and he kind of like has to knock some of the leafy vines away and shove some boxes out of the way, and there's a door that you can barely fit through. It's obviously not meant to be used frequently. And he takes you inside, and it takes you upstairs. And inside is the mayor, Galforan, the guy that you meant to see. He is in the state of mind where he is like kind of, you're in an office of sorts. Actually, it's probably more accurate to call this a cluttered storeroom that was turned into an office while maintaining all the other wonders of a cluttered storeroom. There's stuff everywhere. And then there's like one small desk and a couple of candles and an inkwell off on one side. And he is rummaging through literally every container in this room trying to find something. Galforan, that is. And Galforan is a high elf. His hair is closer to white than it is blonde. Not because of age, just hair coloring. Speaking of age, though, he does have... Malthanric, you would recognize this as an elf that's got a couple hundred years of life in him. He's not exactly middle-aged, but he's not exactly a young spring chicken anymore.
Right. He's an adult.
In his 30s.
Yeah, he's like a man in his 30s, but he's definitely lived a bit. You know what I mean? And he, in fact, doesn't even notice you right away until Roland's like, Mr. Mayor, those two you were looking for. Ah, yes, the two that tried to break into my home earlier this day. Yes, and he stops what he's doing. He turns and faces you both, and he starts to reach for Malthanric in particular, because he recognizes an elf, for an elven handshake, which I assume is like a human handshake, but different. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Sure.
Yeah.
Secret elven
And so he like starts to reach, and he just all of a sudden like whirls around and starts looking in an altogether untouched box, looking for something. He starts rummaging through it. Like there's a bunch of stuff in there. You hear clattering and papers and what. And he starts to kind of talk, and as he talks, I'm going to give you the straight up like what he says, but I want you to imagine that what he gives you and his speaking and whatnot is like he has a few words and he starts to get sidetracked, starts rummaging a little bit more, and he's like, no, wait, that's not it. No, I got to tell you the rest of the story first. Okay, hold on. So the rest of the story is, but damn it, where is this stupid thing? So it's like you're not getting the full story all at once, nice and smoothly as I'm about to give it to you. Basically, what he says is he is aware of the mastermind behind this attack, Thassa Murgalad, human mage who was once his apprentice many, many years ago. They had separated over a disagreement in principles of magic, and in the many years since, Galforan has lost track of the mage and later just assumed he was dead. He has only just now felt his presence, however, and knowing that his presence here... And knowing that his presence here is in relation with the attacks on the anvil and the ranch, Galforan knows the people are doomed. I need to change the table really quick. I think I've shown you guys this, the next level out map. I want to make sure you know what I'm talking about. I think we didn't hit all of the stuff. Did I give you guys the fact that there were rumors about the other towns nearby that were being attacked?
I remember hearing it wasn't anything good that happened, but a lot of people were just kind of like, oh, it was terrible. Oh, we barely made it. It wasn't anything.
Oh, that's right. You were told that seemed like there was a lot more people here than were expected, and they weren't just coming and then leaving at the end of the day. They were staying here, and that there was something about an attack on the Anvil and the Ranch, which is these two towns. Oops, these two towns up here and here. The Anvil is known for taking metal out of the mountains and the ore and turning it into metal and then smithing it. And then the ranch is kind of like the local breadbasket. And then, of course, we have the Forlorn Farm here, which was an attempt at making another town on the other side of the main river a few years ago, but for whatever reason, it never took. So let me swing you back to the map. That makes more sense. So basically what he says is this guy, Thassa Murgalad, let me spell that for you in the game chat. Human wizard. Presumably at this point you can assume safely that he's pretty powerful, because this guy has definitely got moments of like where he's concerned. He's not speaking of this guy in friendly terms, and he's not speaking of this guy as though he is a trifling mage. This is a mage that knows what he's doing with magic. Even in, for Malthanric's sake, you can recognize these tones as, even in these times when magic is not easily accessed, this is a powerful magic user. So, Galforan, the mayor, has only felt Thassa's presence now and knows that his presence here must be in relation to the attacks on the Anvil and the ranch. And so Galforan assumes the people in the town are doomed. He feels the only way to stave off total disaster is to get what few people he can out away from Pelath's light, while he himself confronts Thassa, knowing this will likely be a sacrifice play. He is... Oh, and then he finally stops. I want you to imagine, as the town is burning around you, and this guy is rummaging through all of these different crates and boxes and shit, he finally finds the thing he's looking for, and he actually exclaims, as he's telling this story, "Oh, here it is! Finally! Oh, thank goodness!" And he holds up a sheathed sword without a belt, without any sort of way to hook it to anything. It's just a sword in its sheath, scabbard, rather. And he turns and he says, "I need you to take this to Kaimura and take it to the Thane, Durak Tharfark, and as much as you possibly can save as many people as you can between here and there." And I realize that's a lot, so I'm going to dump this into Discord really quick. Things that I've just spouted out. Oh shit, I left the oven on. Oops.
Hopefully not with the food in it.
No, the kid's eating the food already. The food has made the transition from the oven to my kid's belly. I just forgot to turn the oven off when I pulled the food out. Alright, so take this sword to Thane Durak. Tharfark is located city by bread. So you are able to save as many people. Okay, so I just posted his task to you guys, like the short Cliff's Notes version, into Discord. And he stands there, and you could see fire from the buildings around you reflecting in his eyes. And you could see the light of like the candles inside the little tiny storeroom reflecting in his eyes as he hands you Malthanric the sword. He says, "This is imperative that this sword makes it to the Thane." And for your guys' edification, Thane is a reference to a dwarven leader.
Yeah.
I assume Svaldi may not necessarily know the names of any particular Thanes outside of like historical figures that he may or may not have paid attention to growing up. But I think as a title, he would recognize that anybody carrying the title of a Thane is probably a dwarf. It's not a title humans typically use a lot. It is equivalent to like a lord or possibly a baron. And then so Galforan just stands there and he's giving you, Malthanric, this sword and this look that's basically like, don't fail me. I'm about to throw my life away to make sure you guys get out of here. Now, he's not using those words exactly. He's using something that is far more befitting a fantastical setting. You know, please, I implore you, save the people. I'm going now to face my end, to stall Thassa as long as I can. But he is kind of lingering a moment to give you guys a chance to ask questions if you have any.
What would be the best way to gather all the
this,
people?
Let's start with Malthanric. Sorry, I probably should have
Okay.
pointed to one of you. Malthanric, go ahead.
He's handing you the sword, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. During all this time that I've been here, have you prepared anything for my master?
Yes, your master, whose name I have in my notes somewhere, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but he names him. I would have had the anvil and the ranch not fallen in a couple of days. I tell you this, Thassa is an imminent threat. If I don't stop him here, which I have no confidence that I will be able to, if I don't stop him here, somebody will need to stop him elsewhere. His drive is relentless.
I will remember his name and yours.
I'm sorry, I'm just picturing in my head, Darius will remember this. All right, Svaldi, you were trying to say something.
Like, I'm basically asking: is there a flag that people rally around, or a horn I can blow, or is there a church bell that needs to be rung? Like, because running around and just finding scattered people is probably not going to be.
He gives you a look of, I don't want to tell you he simply shrugs his shoulders and says, I don't know, figure it out. But ultimately, that's the answer you get in a far less rude, abrupt sort of way. Like, maybe he gives you an attempt at giving you an idea, but he can't really fabricate one. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, I don't have a good answer. I wish I did. And he looks, he like takes a moment, he kind of looks around, and you see he's like centering himself a little bit. And he's realizing, shit, half this fucking town's on fire. You'll be lucky if you get a few people out of here. You know, and like in that quiet moment, there's screams of people in the background. There's the roars of gore and ungore as they stalk through the town, murdering people left. So like this is an impending doom sort of feeling, right? And in fact, at one point, Roland just looks at you and is like, we should go. I think this building just caught fire. And you start to hear the roaring flames and the crackling of timbers coming from around you.
Yep.
The sword he hands you, Malthanric, it is just a simple longsword in a simple leather and wood scabbard without a belt. There is a peace knot tying the sword to the scabbard, and this is a tradition not uncommon in many areas of the world. Typically in areas that aren't likely to see open conflicts, it's usually more of a, I promise to be a good boy, but I'm going to carry my sword anyway, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like having a gun lock.
If you want to take a quick look at it with your second sight, this may not be the best time, but you can.
Oh, anything he's handing me, I'm going to.
Yeah, give me, I think in the moment, because of the situation and the stress and whatnot, and the fact the town is burning, give me a challenging roll versus an easier roll.
Okay, where was my perception? There it is. Okay.
28? Okay.
So that's 3 degrees of success.
Yep. So you don't necessarily see anything remarkable. There is like the faintest bit of silver and green, but there's not a lot of vibrance to it. It's just this little extra layer of silver and green. It's almost like cell shading. instead of leather, dark leather and dark wood, there's a layer of silver and green to it, but it doesn't really give off magical feelings or anything. Not
It's
feelings, emanations.
ceremonial, meant to be pretty.
It kind of does have that feeling without actually taking the time to inspect it. Like actually draw the sword and take a real good long hard look at it. That's kind of what you get. It almost feels like it's ceremonial, except the fact that it's been kind of beaten and battered a little bit. It's not been well maintained. It's not in a terrible state of decay or anything. It's just not been maintained.
This guy just handed
It's
you
been in a
Grandpa's
box. For all
1911
intents and purposes, it looks like it's been in the box for 10 years.
Yeah.
This guy just handed you Grandpa's World War One vintage 1911 with a gun lock in it and said, take this to what's his face.
Yeah, pretty much. That's basically what he did. As the town burns around you, and Roland is like, all right, we really should get going. If there is
what is special about this sword?
Do you ask him that?
Yeah.
Give it to. He says in a very almost ominously cryptic way. He says, "Give it to the Thane. He will know."
Okay. I slide it to my belt.
Fast forward 16 episodes. The Thane looks at it and says, much like Luke Skywalker in the second movie of the sequels, this fucking thing tosses it over his shoulder. Doesn't mean shit. Sorry, I don't need to interject my own bullshit on top of my own bullshit, but alright. Anything else? Or are we going to, as Roland is kind of insisting on, we should get GTFO?
Probably,
Yep.
Alright. You GTFO of the building, and Galforan is like just a moment behind you. And I think you get a moment, unless you make it an adamant point to not watch. Galforan goes out into the middle of town, probably about here-ish, as everything around him is on fire. Lights are dancing all over the place. And you can hear him yelling out for Thassa, and this, like, he has to be using magic of some sort to make his voice this loud, boisterous, and projected. And he's basically calling out Thassa. He says, "Come here and get me!" And as you slink off into the distance, you'll note that a large number of Gore and Ungor suddenly stop the murder and pillaging that they were doing, turn their attention toward Galforan, and they're all like, easy target, let's go. And then Thassa also calls out and says something to the effect of, no, he's mine. And he rolls up on this black horse, wearing just dark, eerie, creepy Disney villain type robes, and dismounts, and the two proceed to have a magician's duel, whatever that might look like. But just imagine magic energies everywhere, and all sorts of doom and bloom, and then an explosion, and almost for comedic effect, but not really. There isn't really a crater, but let's just assume that there's some sort of depression or something that only Thassa comes out of it. But by that point, you guys are already on your way. This area. Switch maps here. Put you guys. Alright. This is your overland map. The Grimstone Way. The name of the show. Roll credits. You guys are starting actually this grid square, and I need to scan just a little bit inside that square.
So now I'm tiny.
Yeah, you'll live. Okay. So for all intents and purposes, your destination Chimera is in this final square right there.
I take it that's a dwarven keep.
Yep. Now, above board, the rules are simple. if you stay on the road, you can cover 2 squares a day.
Mm-hmm.
If you go off the road, it's 1 square a day. Let's look at some of these other things you need to look at. So, for instance, we're going to kind of scale time up a little bit, so we're covering more time in a single turn. As you move away, many of the Gore and Ungore are distracted by Galthorn's appearance and aggression, which of course was his intent. However, a trio of Gore, a Bray Shaman, and several Ungore spot you guys. And because they have nothing better to do on this night than to give chase, immediately take off after you. Now, they are not in immediate range, as it were. So there is a couple questions I want to ask. As you are scooting and booting out of town, are there any particular actions you would like to attempt to do before leaving town? Remember, it is night. The town is burning. People are dying. Gore are chasing you, and 2 wizards are wizardly dueling each other. Gathering people is one thing I heard. I should also point out, just for clarity's sake, and in case for when it comes up, you only have what you are carrying with you right now. Your armor, if you have any, has not been damaged, as I recall. Your clothing is fine. Actually, I think somebody did catch on fire and lost something in their clothing. I don't remember what exactly.
I think Darius caught fire.
Yeah.
I did.
You did briefly, and then you jumped in the river and doused it.
I don't
think I lost anything.
It may not have been a thing that was lost so much as it was in a condition or a stat or something like that. At this point, it's not terribly relevant or important, but for all intents and purposes, you guys have next to nothing with you. You have whatever is on your character sheet, obviously, but that is about it. So, for instance, if you don't have rations, you're not going to survive very long out here. If you don't have blanket and firewood and things of that nature, you're gonna have a tough time.
We do all have bedrolls. We do have a tinderbox and matches, but we do not have firewood.
Okay. So these are things that you're going to want to think about that you may not necessarily be thinking about right away as you're trying to flee town and keep your skin on your bones. But these are things that you're going to have to think about at some point. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, part of this game is, of course, survival and escape and all. And exploration too. Because that is a lot of ground to get over.
Yep.
Now, that said, you are being chased right now. So you did say something about grabbing some people. Not grabbing people, but trying to lead people out. So for that, I want somebody to give me a leadership roll.
Leadership.
And I'll be kind and not give you a -10 penalty on it because of the conditions.
I only have a 36 for leadership.
That's fine if you're the one making the roll. Roland is sorry, go ahead.
You said you have a what?
32, so
oh,
you might as well.
Does Roland have a better
He does not.
leadership?
Roland is trying to lead you guys out, and when you mentioned we should gather more people, he's kind of like survival of the fittest, but he doesn't say anything. Okay. Maybe you'll find some people along the way. Maybe you won't. But for now, the people that you are able to... I mean, to be fair, you've probably got a couple people that might see you and try to follow you if they have enough brain power or whatever beyond their current fears to think rationally. I'm stumbling a little bit, but that's kind of a legit thing. I don't know what to do. I'm running around like a chicken with my head because I can't think because this is a scary fucking situation. Okay, so go ahead, Svaldi.
Not having any food, what would I roll to snatch, just anything from
grab
any of the
something
stalls?
on your way out of town?
Yeah, just from the stalls. It's just
Yeah, you have. Isn't there like a like a thievery skill or something? Isn't
Mm,
athletics, bravery, dodge, driving, gamble, gossip, haggle, intimidate, intuition. Um, just give me agility +10 to grab something on.
all right, that's a 42, and I will spend a fortune to make it a 52.
Okay.
Man,
Would you like to drop your final fortune on re-rolling that, or would you like to save your final fortune for the next hour or so? I believe you only
we
had
might need,
3.
yeah, we might need it on the road.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, even I think what you do grab something like a hunk of meat, but it's like half covered in just like mud and shit. Not literal shit, but like mud and stuff. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other half was just absolutely smashed, ruined, and burnt. So you're like, that's not gonna get me anywhere. Um, I need from the 3 of you. I say 3 because Roland is now part of your party. I need an athletics, and I need before I do that, I need another guys.
Are there any horses that we can grab on the way out?
That is a possibility. Give me just one moment. Let me figure out what color I want to use. Go with, and I need to turn something off. Hold on, be right back. All right. The question is, can we grab horses? And the answer is yes, if you give me a charm animal roll. I'm gonna put that at a -10 though, because fire and orcs and shit.
Yep. Does anybody have above a 40 with a
Nope.
-10?
I think your skills are actually higher than mine because you're an elf.
Oh, that makes sense.
But you trade it for absolutely no fortune points.
So you were rolling against a total of what? 40?
Yeah.
You get 2 degrees of success. I will say you definitely score a horse, but it doesn't have any. Or excuse me, you do score a horse. You manage to calm it down. It does have the bare minimum as far as a saddle and all fixed to it, surprisingly, but it has nothing else. So you have and forgive me, I don't ride horses. I'm not trained in any of that stuff, but I know there's like the blanket or padding or something like that that goes under the saddle. Then you have the saddle and the straps and stirrups and all that stuff that have to be situated correctly to hold the rider and keep the horse from panicking. That's it. Just one horse with barely a saddle. No saddlebags, no extra coverings, carryings, trappings, etc.
Okay. That's fine.
Someone was probably in the middle of
It's more than we had before.
It is,
Yeah.
and I am that one that would have this thought. Worst comes to worst, you can eat the damn thing.
Yeah, I already had that thought.
Like I said, I didn't want to be the one that had that thought, but here I am. I'm the one that has that thought. I mean, looking at the map, you're going to be here for like at least a week, at least, if not longer.
Yep.
And mind you, you know this because while you may not have stopped at Chimera on the way here, you definitely know it is a town or whatever nearby that you could have stopped at.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not a surprise that you're going here insofar as geographic locations. Anything else? I'll give you Svaldi. I'll give you one last thing to try to do. You also can make an attempt to grab an animal, horse rather, or something else if you want.
This would be
So basically, yeah, you've got leadership to try to scrounge up people. You've got animal charm to acquire a horse. An agility test if you want to try to grab an extra thing of food, something that might be beneficial. We are not playing. What would you like to do, sir?
Um,
Or any other ideas that you might.
2 horses will just mean more mouths to feed at this point.
2 horses also means 2 riders. Or 2 horses carrying stuff. Not that you have any stuff right now.
Food seems the more immediate.
Also, other set of meats on legs.
Yeah.
True, but grabbing a horse just to slaughter it, that takes time.
It does.
I'm gonna make the agility just to try and find more food.
Okay. Agility challenging.
That's 32.
Unfortunately.
You went higher. Why did you go higher?
Because the RNGesus hates you. Duh. Right. That said, you are out of town. You do realize that there are a group of gore chasing you. Roland's like, nope, we need to go now. I need each of you to roll athletics. That includes the GMPC.
Well, that's a failure.
Okay. What was your target number? Oh my god.
All right, and
Not as bad as his.
No, it was not.
Okay, that's a success finally.
Did you spend your final fortune for the night?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. Darius, what was your target and what did you roll? I see a 52.
I rolled a 52. My target was a 45.
Okay, so that is a negative. Alturios, you've got.
I'm sorry, 46. But yeah, whatever.
Okay. Alturios, you needed what? And you rolled a 38.
I needed a 40 flat.
So you have. It's also a 0. It'd be really cool if I could type the number 0 and it would go to 10.
I tried that too, and I don't know why. Because like,
it doesn't make any sense.
Is this a chase thing?
It is a chase thing.
Because if so, I should be rolling against a horse, not against.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to.
Oh, you're right. You are. If you're on the horse and you're using it to chase, you would roll ride. The problem is, if you do really well, with a horse, you might get too far ahead of people. I will leave it to you. You want to
I'll hang. Ride. I'm not going to get ahead of people, but.
Oh, I need to make a shit. Roland needs is 6, which is that number. Okay. Could have been worse. And then let's see.
Do you want me to roll ride?
Give me one moment. I need to make some rolls for the people using you.
Okay.
That. Okay. Let's see. If you want to roll ride, yes. Otherwise, success. Okay.
That is much more successful than if I had just tried my own athletics.
Okay. Well, the problem is you don't know if the number goes up or if the number goes down. Which one's good and which one's bad. I guess you'll find out when you get to 0. Out of which 0 you get to. This continues through the night, though. Finally, after much riding and navigating and general fleeing away from these Ungor and Gore and whatnot, you... Hang on, sorry, I lost my train. You finally catch the rays of sun, finally beginning to crest the eastern horizon. Yeah, we're not going to keep rolling. We're just going to do the one. It is daybreak. You have made it through the night. You know the Gore and Ungor are following you. You don't know how close they are. If you would like to attempt to determine the distance and what that 5 means, it will require some sort of survival track.
Outdoor survival?
Yeah, but I'm going to modify that with a -10 because reasons.
I'm probably the one with the highest here.
I have a
Outdoor
40
survival,
flat.
yeah, it's intelligence.
My intelligence is one of my higher stats.
Yeah.
At a 55.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make your roll. It'll be a -10.
So 45.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know they're there. You know they're chasing you. You do not get the impression that they have stopped because you've gotten as far as you. But you have made it out of town and into not just the foothills of the Rockholm Mountains, but the Rockholm Mountains themselves. It is daybreak of day 1. We need a few rolls here. First, weather. Other events, tables. Okay, so for the weather rolls, you're going to roll this a few times a day. I may start simplifying this if this becomes a bit tedious, but we're going to start with the first 6-hour block of day. This is going to basically be from sun up until about noon. I need 2 1d10 rolls, one from each of you. One indicates precipitation, one indicates temperature. Two of you could just roll a single 1d10 for me.
9.
9.
Give me a second.
Alturios, roll. Choose precipitation or temperature.
I'll roll for it. That would be temperature.
Okay. Temperature today, or at least right now, temperature is, as the sun is coming up, either warm, unexpectedly warm. Precipitation is 3. However, as the sun comes up, the sun promptly disappears behind some rather heavy, thick clouds and rain. Heavy downpour with quick accumulation. You get lots and lots of rain, but it's unseasonably warm, so it's not like you're going to freeze to death today. Maybe tonight, but not today. Our second roll, we are going to have a single roll, one for each group. You are currently on the road. I need you to roll me a D100 against 50. This is part of your pursuit roll.
Oh, so all of us?
Yeah, this is just a collective group, so that is a failure by 3. Yeah, I'm sorry, let me clarify. It was meant to be a single roll for the group.
Oh, okay.
And we'll go with the 75 because that's better than the 87. It's not much of a difference. It's a -2 for you guys, and against my number that I have, yep. Let's see. Didn't specify what happens here, so okay. Well, nope, it's the wrong way. And then let's see, either one of you, but only one. I need a D100 roll.
You do it. I haven't been rolling good. If this was a roll high system, I'd be on fire tonight.
No, you'd just be rolling shit.
But not today.
Okay. All right, no worries there. And then we have the event roll, which we have down below. Let's see. And then we have... Check my notes. Sorry, there's a few things that we have to do and a couple things that we may have to do depending on what we're doing. And then the event for the day. This is still the morning. I just want to make sure I'm not skipping anything. It is daybreak. It is downpour. It is unseasonably warm. You have options. You may continue moving forward. You may continue to search for supplies and things of that nature. You may stop and rest. I mean, ultimately, the choice is yours. Roland just kind of looks at you and is like, whatever you guys decide, is what we will do. Roland is no help in the decision-making process.
So we have a bit of time, you said?
Yeah, you have basically a 6-hour block, and in that time, you can determine what you want to do.
Well, I'll just search for food, because this is going to come up sooner.
Why don't we set up an ambush for the people following us?
That's a good question.
You've seen our rolls today.
Yeah,
you really want to
that may not be a good idea, actually.
I mean, we could. My stealth is a whopping 32.
I suppose you could stop or set up an ambush. Another option, I think when you suggest that, Roland's like, we should probably just focus on either finding a safe spot to lay low for a few hours and get some shut-eye, or just keep pressing while the sun's up. Well, while there's light. As he looks up at the clouds that are currently dumping rain on you.
In that case, I would be in favor of finding a place to get some shut-eye.
Okay. You do find a small area, a somewhat secluded depression covered by the boughs of massive trees, roots, and boulders. So you do find some respite from the rain. You're still getting dripped on, though, and you're still wet. If you want to scrounge for firewood, that is a test. If you want to look for some food, hunting, that's another test. There are some additional rolls required based on how long things take. What would you like to do? You found a nice, damp area to hide out for if you choose to rest during some of the day.
I'm gonna look for food since that's gonna come up sooner or later.
Okay. Do you have any hunting skills?
There's outdoor survival.
Okay, that'll work. Give me challenging roll, please.
Please roll lower than a 40.
I'm sorry, Alturios. I love the fact that you're like, please let me roll less than a 40. And it's like 41.
You didn't even do the funny 42 that I could make fun of.
Right? Do you have a bow? You have a bow, yes?
I don't have a bow. I have bow skill, but no bow.
Malthanric has a bow, but he might be doing something else right now.
I was thinking more of just
at
that point, like foraging.
Am I wrong? I can be wrong. It's okay if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I've got a quarterstaff and a dagger as far as physical weapons.
Gotcha. No ranged weapons. Okay. In that case,
I've got dart for that.
Yeah, you do. Suppose in theory you could cast the Warhammer Fantasy version of Magic Missile at a passing deer and hope.
The deer explodes. You get nothing.
That would require both the challenging channeling test and then your challenging language test. May not be the best. The other option, of course, is you can attempt to find firewood.
Sure.
Or you could just be like, fuck it, it's raining, I'm going to sleep. I'm fucking tired. And fuck those gore. I suppose those are all valid.
What is it to set traps around us?
Outdoor survival. Are you setting traps for the gore, or are you setting traps for animals that you can?
A trap's a trap.
It is. I was just curious what the intent of setting trap.
Yeah, but like if you do like a small noose thing for like a rabbit, it's not gonna stop like
It's not going to stop a gore. A
Or you're
gore's just going
setting
to step
big
on it and be like, "What the
traps,
fuck is this?"
Or you're gonna set like big pit traps, which a rabbit could
Those would
possibly
actually,
go over.
and if you're going to do traps for gore, they would actually take a lot. But in either case, it would be an outdoor survival challenging. It would also just, and then I need to know so it would determine how much time is taken.
Primary concern here is food.
Sure. Okay.
Whether that takes the form of a deer or a rabbit, I don't care.
Or for God's sake, a lizard. Sorry, don't listen to me. Go ahead and make your roll. Outdoor survival.
First contact with a Soros begins with him falling into a trap.
And that is a failure.
Yeah, it is. That's really bad. Okay, give me Alturios 1d5 minus 2.
Let's see.
5. So that becomes
2 minus
3.
2, 0.
So it's 1, but minimum 2. 2 hours go by, and you guys both come up with nothing for food. You know what? I'm gonna have Roland make an attempt to find firewood. Roland finds firewood. So I think in the 2 hours that you guys are out setting up traps and coming up empty-handed, Roland comes back with a bundle of wood that's mostly dry, maybe a little damp. And he looks at you guys as you guys reconvene at this little depression. And he says, got firewood. I could try to wrap it in something, like I could wrap it in my cloak and maybe keep it dry-ish for tonight when the temperatures are bound to drop. And he wipes rain and sweat from his forehead. How goes the hunt? Any luck?
None here.
Nothing around here.
That is unfortunate. Well, we still got some time. Do we rest up a little longer, or shall we continue onward?
It's about like 2 o'clock.
By right? This point, it's probably a little bit before noon.
A little bit before noon.
Yeah. There'll be another. Sorry, go ahead.
We should probably move while we still have light to see with.
I agree.
Okay.
That's my vote anyway.
All right, both of you guys give me 1d10 rolls. This will be for weather, precipitation, and temperature. So, Alturios, you're doing precipitation, 5 and 6. All right, so as we crest into the afternoon hours, the rain finally tapers off to a light, I keep wanting to say different words, a light precipitation. In this case, this is going to come down as sprinkling and like a mix of sprinkle and drizzle, and occasionally very light, actual consistent rain. Temperature 6. The temperature drops a bit. It's not really warm. I think what actually happens is the warm temperature of the morning stays about the same into the afternoon. So it's not hot, not cold, but it does feel a little bit early for this sort of heat. It is probably about what we would understand to be about 3 to 4 o'clock when you find, as you're making your way through the day, at some point, it's getting close to dusk, so it's probably closer to 5 or 6.
Why are you stealing my die?
Who's stealing die?
I'm coloring it. That'll be a temperature die.
Oh.
And then we have a rain die.
The rain.
Oh.
I see what you did. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put these from over here. Name one. So blue will be rain. Well, we're going to call it precipitation because you are in the mountains, my friend.
Yeah, it could be snow.
Could be snow. And we have
snow.
Temperature. Okay, so you plod your way along the road, You are on the road. Now, I do want to point out, this is not a road. This is clearly the local road. It is the Grimstone Way. It's not paved. It's dirt, hard-packed dirt. It's obviously had some traffic along. To either side of the road, there's open terrain, bush, grass. In some places, there's still frost and snow, remnants of winter. But it doesn't take long for the terrain to shift almost dramatically into mountains. And it's obvious, you're in the mountains. Not along. There are some trees scattered about the place. There's not a lot of woods here, not a lot of overhead protection from the weather. But there are scattered trees, some old, giant, massive, tall, some not so much. And as it gets around to what we would otherwise consider to be about dinner time, 5 or 6, maybe going on 7 o'clock in the evening, there is a tree up ahead, and you spot something hanging from one of the lower branches.
What do we spot?
As you proceed closer, you realize it is a backpack, and it looks as though someone tossed it here in a hurry. One can assume the intent of coming back and grabbing it.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything to get it?
No. It's not hard it's not hard to figure out how to get the backpack. It's just it looks like it was intentionally placed up in a branch. It's not super high off the ground. It doesn't require climbing the tree, but it was definitely
it's like what you do when you're in bear country to keep food away from them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or in this case, maybe it was meant to be somewhere else in the tree and it ended up here because wind or something dumb like that. But for all intents and purposes,
I'll use my quarterstaff and
poke it and knock it down.
Get it down.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna knock it down. I'm gonna bring it down.
Inside the pack, I'm assuming you're gonna open it.
Yeah.
Inside the pack is a single empty water skin, travel rations for 3 days. Let me be clear on that. It's 1 day per person times 3.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, for the 3 of you, it's 1 day's worth of food. There is a leather poncho and a cutting knife. Obviously, this can be used as a weapon if necessary, but the design indicates it's more tool than a weapon.
It's like a chef's knife or a kitchen knife.
It's a knife that anybody would carry, not just people that would use a knife to hurt.
Okay.
And then I think this falls more under Svaldi. Are you doing anything with the backpack at all, Svaldi, or are you letting Malthanric do all the work?
I'd be peeking.
Okay, make me a challenging perception, please.
What's my perception? Let me see. It is a 40.
Okay.
Watch it be a 42.
Life. Brother, I'm going to give you a free reroll. Go ahead and reroll that. You've been having some shit rolls tonight. Oh my god, the same... It went up. Alright, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to hand wave it. I wouldn't have normally have given this to you, but you have had some absolute shit rolls tonight. Even with the GM's free reroll, you went from 90 to 91. It's fucking ridiculous, man. You actually pick up the bag at one point, and you're kind of snipping around as someone who's in desperate need of something to make yourself feel better. 42 kicking the ass right now. You find a secret pouch inside the backpack, and in that secret pouch, wrapped in a cloth, are 1d10 silver shillings. So go ahead and give me a 1d10 roll real quick.
Roll for money, yay! Yep. 3.
Okay, 3 silver shillings. Now, if you want to hide them from your compatriots, that will require a stealth roll, but we'll do that in a moment. I'm not done telling you everything else that's in here. There is a token with Tyen's symbol on it. Now, Tyen is the goddess of luck, and that symbol is the 5 coins of luck. 1 coin with 4 coins arranged in a circle on the 5th larger coin. So just imagine a big circle and then 4 smaller circles inside it. That's the symbol of Taim. And there is also a small flask of lantern oil. You guys would know that you could obviously use this to start a small fire, which can be done up to 4 times, or a large fire once. So now you have wood and you have a lantern, and it is getting on dinner time. And you have food and a water skin. Things that you may not have already had. And then, Svaldi, are you going to hide that money and the fact that you just found it from your compatriots? Or are you going to be like, oh, hey guys, I found money?
We are technically a crew now, and
the Pirates Way says equal shares.
Yeah, a good crew is equal shares. So I will hand both Roland and Malthanric a silver piece.
Excellent. Go ahead and update your money tallies. Secondly, for Svaldi, I need you to make a closest thing we got to. Make me a. Actually, no. What is your money making skill? Do you remember?
Money making skill is intimidate. Not sure if that fits.
Make an intuition. It's a skill based on.
Okay.
Make an intuition skill test. Plus 10. Call it professional
It's
expertise.
not gonna help.
Probably not. I gotta give you hope.
No.
Okay. Well, fortunately for you, that last part didn't make a whole lot of difference. So that was interesting that you found that. It is, like I said, about 6 or 7 in the evening of day 1. If you would like, this is not a bad area to rest for the night. As far as, your geographic location.
I'm gonna put on that.
Does Roland have a backpack?
He probably does.
I believe we start with a bag to hold, at least a backpack to hold all our stuff.
Yeah, usually there's a bag. Yeah, he has a backpack.
We do. I was asking if Roland had one.
Yes, because I created him as a character, as a player character. So yes, he has a backpack.
Okay.
Typically, if you don't have a backpack, you have a backpack or some sort of sling bag, something like
that. Yeah, I've got a sling bag.
Yeah. So he's got that, and he's also got 1 day's rations on. He's got some food, got some firewood. We can stay warm tonight. You do have the option of continue on past dinner time until full dark if you like. That may not be the best answer, but it is an option.
You starting a fire after dark is so fucking hard.
I've never had to do that I can recall, but also I've never had to actually start whenever I've been out camping. Usually there's a pyro in my.
I was gonna say the camp like adults always did it because they didn't trust us little shits with fire. So.
I mean, have you met us little shits?
I was gonna say that was a good idea because I do distinctly remember one time one kid decided to toss a full bottle of lighter fluid into one of the campfires.
Yeah, that's. I'm also the guy that has a scar on the palm of my hand from cutting wood, and you can probably do the math to figure out how I gave you the scar.
Oops.
Yeah. But it was so weird because I knew I shit you not, I knew mid-swing I was going to hit my hand. I was like, yep, I hit my hand. That fucking hurts. That's blood. Fuck, I got to do something about this. It was just like I started the swing and then I had the realization I'm going to hit my hand, and then I hit my hand. It happened far faster than that. Yeah, so I mean, survival skills says stop before full dark, so you have at least a little bit of light by which to see and set up camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have the option of continuing on if you like. It is entirely up to you. But it sounds like we're going to stop there for your evening. I need a set of weather rolls. Now, the cool thing is either one of you can do this. You can just grab both dice and roll them both at once. We know which one's which.
Go ahead.
Are you sure you want him? I'm sorry. Alright, temperature. Boy. And precipitation. Oh. As it turns out, it is a really good thing that you stopped when you did, because it seems like almost as if somebody flipped the switch. Not that that would mean anything in a fantasy setting, but it's almost as though somebody flipped the switch, and the moment the sun goes down, what is precipitation? 1? Yep. As soon as the sun goes down and you guys get your fire started and you have the makings of some sort of makeshift camp, which, by the way, you have no walls, you have no overhead. It's just kind of it's a nice little fire. You know, you've got something like you've got a small tree or two that you can rest your back against and tie the horse off with, and a fire to kind of keep away the worst of the temperature. It turns to absolute shit as soon as the sun goes down. Thunder and lightning.
Why would we stop out in the open?
You're not in the open, but you don't have many options here. There's no settlements, or like the best you can do is find some little.
We found a small like cusp of trees and decided to park under that.
Yeah.
But there's no as no heavy tree cover. It's not like a heavily forested area.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have much. You don't have much in the way of options. That's the unfortunate part of traveling through the mountains. Especially when, as the sun goes down, you are slammed with a thunder snowstorm. Your precipitation and your temperature rolls are really low. So temperature is 2. That is very cold. And coupled with a storm, this is really bad. Without a fire, frostbite is likely day or night. Fortunately, you do have fire, and as long as you keep a watch, you are able to keep the fire going all night. However, you do have thunder and lightning and snow and lots of rain. Or excuse me, lots of wind. Do you set a watch for the night?
Yeah. Of course.
I know that seemed like a dumb question. I had to ask. I need the 3 characters to make a toughness roll. No, let's go with endurance in case you put any ranks in that. So give me an endurance roll. Stay awake during your watch, otherwise the fire goes out.
38.
Wow!
That is one of my lowest skills.
Woo.
Alturios. While you're on watch, that fire goes. You actually find a way to not just keep the cold away. You actually stop shivering for the 2 hours or however many hours it is. You keep the fire going well.
I can assume being from Neorn.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh wow. Fortunately, the fire goes out during Malthanric's shift, but I'm going to allow at least a little bit of chance of survival. And about the time the fire goes out, Roland wakes up and makes his roll, and also totally bollockses it. So there's no fire until morning.
On the contrary, there's this thing called petty magic.
There is. Do you have a petty magic spell that you would like to use?
Yes, both protection from rain and magic flame.
Okay. Which one are you doing?
Both.
Well, go ahead and give me your. Can I connect with AT&T? The urge to make a Word of Blake joke just popped up. I'm like, no, that's a little too much.
So, Good morning, piece of Blake be with you.
Yeah, you're right.
I will do the protection from rain first.
Okay. Well, it's not rain, it's snow, but same difference. Just, mechanically speaking. Same
protects itself from weather falling on me.
Yeah. So you
won't, or on us.
Assuming success, you can protect yourself from the more deteriorating effects of weather. You'll still get damp and all that. That is, I believe, a success.
Yep.
All right, so you connect with the magic. Now you need a language test. Cast the spell correctly. Think. What was your?
I think it's a 65.
What is your intelligence plus advancements in that skill?
Hang on. 65.
I think you get a moment, just a tiny moment of doubt. And then you're like, no, I said that right. It is Leviosa. Sorry. I don't know why I said that, because I've never watched it. I've just seen that clip a billion times, I'm sure. Yeah, no, you get it. And what is the effect of that spell? I know it says for you. Does it apply to others as well, or an area?
It does not, unfortunately.
Well, you don't freeze to death. You manage to stay mostly uncomfortable, but not, really, really bad. Roland, on the other hand, spends all of his time trying to get the fire going, and the storm does not help. That is, I believe, a fail on connecting for the next spell.
Yep.
So we
Try
don't have a
again.
fire. Svaldi, when you wake up, it is still.
Try again.
What?
I've got hours to do this.
Oh, but this represents your time on watch. You're not going to make multiple attempts trying to get the same thing to go.
Why not?
You could spend a fortune.
I think he did already.
Oh, you did?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? I thought you did.
I've been spending a lot of.
You're. I know you're out of fortune. All right, you do have one reroll. So if you would like to at least make one last attempt for the flame, you may.
Fine.
Give me that fortune. Give me that fortune. Oh man, that rollover. It went from I think it was going to be a 17, and it was like, no, fuck you, 97.
97.
That was rough. So this is what happens. Svaldi, I'm assuming you're on watch first for whatever reason, just because you made your roll. You get the fire going. The fire is going great all through your shift, however many hours it is. Malthanric wakes up. The fire's going. Fire dims. It doesn't work well. Maybe because you're focused on your magic, it ends up going out as you're struggling, and you even get to the point like, well, fuck it, I'll just cast Magic Flame or whatever the name of it is, and somehow that doesn't work. Magic gods are not impressed with you. Wander off, completely distracted from your peril in life. And then Roland wakes up. And he's like, "Fuck! There's no fire. Fuck! And the wind and the snow is just relentless at this point. Actually, there's probably another weather roll, so I'm gonna make another roll here to represent somewhere in the middle of the night. 3 and 7. 3 for temperature. As we go from roughly midnight into the pre-dawn hours, the temperature remains very, very cold. Frostbite is quite possible. The precipitation, on the other hand, fades. The snowstorm stops. Whatever storm it was blows through. And in the final hours before dawn, a fog rolls in, persists through the rest of pre-dawn hours. And unfortunately, Roland is not able to get the fire going again, but he's fortunate enough to keep himself active to prevent the onset of the more debilitating effects of frostbite and things of that nature. Svaldi, when you wake up in the morning, or maybe at some point...
Can I get one more try during Roland's...
I suppose you can. So, in fact, if you succeed on this, it'll prevent Svaldi from waking up going, you guys suck at keeping... It's a 82.
Oh my god.
Word of Blake is not with you. Yeah, so Svaldi, when you wake up, at some point in the middle of the night, you don't know the whole story because you were exhausted. I mean, like, you were up all day and then all night and then another good chunk of the whole day. So you probably slept through all that. You managed to get a nice cozy spot, kept yourself nice and warm somehow. Maybe you did the hot water trick, get into your sleeping bag with a bottle of water or a canteen of water or whatever. Somehow it magically keeps you warm all night. It's weird, but it works apparently. But yeah, you wake up in the morning and you're somewhat not as exhausted as you were the previous day, and there's no fire, and there's fog all around you. And that is where we will end. We will start day 2 of our journey with our chase rolls and other things. Let me get to my notes, because I don't remember how much experience points to give you. Give you 80 points per session. And then you did overcome some obstacles of note, such as the combat with the Ungor and your initial part of the journey and the trials and tribulations therein. So go to take 100 points of experience and apply it to your character as you wish. All right. Then we'll do, let me flip this back over to seeing our ugly mugs. or I guess more accurately, my ugly mug. And we'll do some outro
Oh, I
comments.
never did turn my camera back on, did I?
It's not that important. I'm still prettier than you, and I'm ugly, so.
That's a matter of opinion.
That it is. That it is.
I was gonna say you're gonna ask your chat about that one.
I'm gonna ask who? My chat or
Yeah, you're gonna ask your chat about that. The other one's beholden.
Chat, make a vote. Start a poll or something. I don't know. That said, Alturios, what kind of feedback things you got? And other comments that you might
have. I had forgotten how really, really bad a D100 system is on early level. It is just a comedy of errors.
It really was. I mean, it didn't help that I totally misunderstood half of the rules right off the bat. That I didn't refresh my memory on.
Even then, just the numbers that were coming up were that would have been a bad night even maybe in like mid Rogue Trader, like when we were still able to fail.
Yeah, still able to fail. Wow. Yeah, have you seen our last warp transit or two? Nothing happened for 16 days.
I'm still waiting for something to go totally wrong.
Well, at this point, the only way I can throw anything at you in the warp is I literally have to script it in. Oof. Don't worry, I have ideas.
I was gonna say maybe someone fucks with the Geller field and turns it off in mid jump or something.
Ooh, that does give me an idea. We should keep it.
Don't.
I like things happening in my RPGs. And I don't know. I'm one of those people who has a backup character rolled for a reason.
Yes.
It's so I can go throw it at me, Omar, do it.
For the viewers, we are obviously talking about the other game that these two are in with me, which is our Rogue Trader Ties of Acheron. Alturios absolutely. He's almost asked me, like, can you just... Actually, I think you have asked me. Can you just kill my tech priest off so I can play the missionary? I'm like, no.
I want to play
I like giving Icarus the only thing that he could possibly do outside of combat is tech use, just for the shits and giggles of it.
I did notice that this game requires a lot more out of you as far as roles befitting its fantasy setting. Whereas like Rogue Trader always seems like you're the tech use guy, you're the pilot guy, you're the combat guy, you're the leadership guy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair because in Rogue Trader your class and your role go hand in hand, whereas in this game your class and your role or whatever is kind of whatever. Your class is what you are.
I do like that better because it is it is a little more like D&D, where like yes you're a cleric, but you have these sets of skills that you can use, and you're not just shoehorned into heal that guy.
Cure light wounds for the 6th time today.
So I do like that. This you can tell that they really refined the system to work with a fantasy setting.
I've heard, and I don't have anything to back me up on this claim, but I have heard that the Warhammer Fantasy 4th edition that we're using is among the better game systems. I believe they've won a... Also, like, one of the main campaigns that they wrote for the game, Venice Shadows of the... something like that. I don't remember. Also, award-winning campaign, and they've revised it throughout the decades to keep up with the current edition. It's, in fact, running that campaign is an option that I've kind of toyed around with over the last couple of years as far as go. That said, I'm once again stealing the microphone from you, so here, take it away.
No, the context is cool. I do like the story beats, like the sort of fly, you fools, see to your own destiny. Yeah. Those are good tropes. Some
of them are good tropes, and they're there for they're good tropes for a reason. They work.
The mountains are reminding me of the Survivor Man episode where he was stuck in the mountains for a week, and just remembering, food is like extremely hard to find. Shelter is extremely hard to find. We're gonna be uncomfortable for a long time.
And that it's almost like I planned it that way. Weird.
I guess it's called Grimstone Way for a reason. I'm wondering.
There's a couple layers to that word. You know what this is reminding me of?
Hmm. The Oregon Trail.
Oh no.
You know what? That's fair. And now that I think about it, I did not intentionally take any fucking inspiration or whatever from the Oregon Trail. But suddenly it is appropriate. All I need to do now is sprinkle in some dysentery.
I was gonna say, there is a nice open section a lot further along the trail, and I'm wondering if we're gonna have to because the food issue, we got freebie food for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We can probably get, spend another night getting closer, and then another night. But after that, that's probably gonna start getting us, and we'll probably have to deviate just to scrounge shit, which might have to play into this big open area in the middle.
Yeah, I wonder what that's all about.
You go
We
into
might
a
have a
big open
choice.
area,
We might be
and
too
all of a
hungry
sudden,
at that
uggos everywhere.
Well, there's other things that I haven't really explained about the Rockholm Mountains in general, but I will say this much, and this is something that you would know and probably have encountered, previously, like crossing over. Certainly have heard tales from the people around you as you pass through the regions. Typically in the mountains, orcs, goblins, kobolds, things of that nature exist in basically tribal society. Some of them are subterranean, and some of them live on the surface. And every now and again, every handful of years or a generation or whatever, suddenly their tribes swell to stupid high numbers, and they come down out of the mountains and raid into what we would recognize as Toriandor, which I don't have a map here for this game, but they basically come out of the mountains and raid the nearby lands and take whatever they can get and fight with everybody until they're beaten back into the mountains again. It's a systemic problem that it's also a D&D related trope. Here come the orcs out of the mountains again. We got to go fight them off. Oh, all right, we fought them off. Now I bet they'll be back in 10 years. Nah, that was the last time. We'll never see them again. Years later, hey, we're doing it again.
Yay, it's a forever war.
Exactly. So yeah, you would know that there are definitely settlements of orcs and kobolds and goblins, things like that, in these mountains. Now, mountain range is huge. It's massive. Runs pretty much north and south through this entire continent for all intents and purposes. So the chances of encountering them are really random.
Actually, question: how big is that river to our north?
As far as like how deep and how far across?
Like, is it a major river?
It's a major river.
Okay.
And at this point in the mountains, it's probably got a lot of water flow rate because it's lower than other places. As you can imagine from the map, there's that big mountain lake up there. These rivers are going to be fairly large, especially down in lower elevations, because water flows past the path of least resistance. But also, it's springtime in the mountains, so whatever free water there is that isn't frozen is going in the path of least resistance, which means flooding.
I wonder if we can fish.
Outdoor survival says...
Yeah.
In theory, yes, you absolutely can. You could do all kinds of things to get food. Your skills, on the other hand, suck ass. I even tried to give you some shit, Alturios, and you're like, no, I'm gonna roll worse.
I'm gonna roll worse. I'll show you.
Darius, what do you got, man? Feedback, outro, comments, etc.
Just the Oregon Trail thing.
Completely unintentional, not gonna lie. I did think that, honestly, the inspiration from this initially came from reading the rule book and seeing a section in one of the chapters that was like, and here's how you travel over land. I was like, I could make an adventure out of that. Hell, I might even be able to make a whole campaign. And here I am, making a whole goddamn campaign of it. Well, not full campaign, somewhat abbreviated. Regardless. Alright, well, I certainly enjoyed tonight. I'm glad we finally got back together again, because I was definitely getting concerned.
Well, because once is an incident, twice is a coincidence, and 3 times a pattern.
Yes.
That third time could have killed the game.
Have you been watching For All Mankind? Because I literally just watched an episode last night where one of the characters is like, "Wait a minute, those Russian nuclear engines look an awful lot familiar." Okay, that once is coincidence, two is happenstance, three is I forget what exactly she said, but basically three is I think she said three is intentional. So the fact that you basically just regurgitated that.
No, it's one I've developed because of like we've had we had one of my other games has a problem player. And
So
they're
this phrase
an
has
off
definitely
and
come up
on.
before.
They're an off and on problem player. And we had a couple weeks where we missed. And my DM in that game was kind of worrying about the health of the game. And I used that exact same phrasing.
Yeah.
Because we had to keep canceling because of him.
Yeah. No, it happens though, and it's
yeah.
a thing. It's a real thing.
And so I basically had to tell him like you know this, but if this is if the third time happens, then you might have to sit him down and just is this the game for you?
Yeah. No, that's a valid question to ask. I mean, but that's also part of the reason why you have to set not necessarily boundaries, although that is a thing you have to set in the beginning of a campaign. But you definitely have to set expectations.
Mm-hmm.
If you intend if the group intends to meet weekly, can you make it weekly? And if the group can make it weekly, what's the minimum number of people that are required to have the game that week? Because I think we agreed, I think in Rogue Trader that as long as Rev is there, we can miss one person. I think we agreed that. I could be wrong.
No.
Or did we agree that everybody had to be there?
We agreed that everybody had to be there.
Okay, maybe that was an option on the table and it just got voted. Maybe that's what it was.
Could be.
Regardless, that is a good example of how we as a table made that decision. Even though my shitty memory is like, what we did that?
I think it got brought up a couple times.
Yeah.
And we like both times we've said we might as well just have everybody here.
Yeah. There might have been a different table.
Because I think one time I got sick and I was like, you guys, I don't do much anyways.
You had made that claim a couple times because there were a couple times that you got sick and you're like, yeah, just keep going. I'd be like, no, let's have everybody. But anyway, yeah. Any other final thoughts?
I like the map.
I like the map.
Yes, the map is nice. The idea of final thoughts is not.
Oh, final thoughts before the show ends.
No, just not final
Closing
thoughts ever.
I mean, if you're going to sleep right after, maybe because it'll be a new day. Yeah.
Final thoughts for the session. Jesus. All right. Well, that is.
Yes, please specify.
Yeah, I guess I need to. My bad. All right, that is it for us here tonight. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry it's a little bit shorter than we normally would. We did have a little bit of a late start. Not pointing fingers at me. Aha, you saw what I did there. No, shit happens. Sometimes things get started late, and I am not really well known for starting exactly at 7 o'clock still. And even if we do, we still spend like 20 or 30 minutes jaw-jacking about whatever before we actually get. So, regardless, that is it for us. Stay safe out there. This world is a crazy dark place. We're not going to say anything more than that. Make sure you're doing what you got to do. Take care of you and yours. As for me and mine, we are out of here. See you next time. Have a good one.
It's the best board game. It's the best board game ever.